Hello students, welcome to Sri Jain Rank Zone. So basically in today lecture again we are going to discuss the preparation of amines. So in basically the last lecture we have discussed about the preparation of amines, and in the preparation of amines we have discussed about the Hofmann bromamide reaction in the last reaction. Also we have discussed about the Smith reaction. So also we have discussed about the Smith reaction. So in today class we are going to discuss about some more methods for the preparation of amines. So one of them is basically the Curtius reaction. So we are going to discuss about Curtius reaction today. Curtius reaction. This reaction also use for the preparation of amines. This reaction also used for the preparation of amine. Now see how this reaction is used for the preparation of amine. In Smith reaction, the reactant was carboxylic acid. But in case of Curtius reaction, the reactant is acid halide. So the reactant is acid halide, which is RC double bond O and Cl. When the reaction of this acid halide with sodium azide is basically NaN3, and basic medium is provided like KOH. So this will also convert into amine. And the byproduct obtained is K2CO3. Again, see the key features of this reaction. This is basically acid halide. See what are the key features of this reaction. What are basically the key features of this reaction? The one of the key feature of this reaction is again acyl nitrene is formed. Acyl nitrene is formed as an intermediate. Acyl nitrene is formed as an intermediate in this reaction. So acyl nitrene is formed as an intermediate in this reaction. What is acyl nitrene? Acyl nitrene is basically RC double bond O, and on this nitrogen there is two lone pair of electrons. So this we called acyl nitrene. So when the reaction of this acid halide in presence of NaN3, this NaN3 you can write in this way. And double bond N, double bond N. This is basically positive, this is negative. So first of all, acyl group is RC double bond O. So first of all, acyl nitrene is formed. This compound is basically acyl nitrene. So first of all, acyl nitrene is formed, and then there is Wolff rearrangement. After this there is Wolff rearrangement. So after this there is Wolff rearrangement. How this Wolff rearrangement occurs? See, this double bond on nitrogen atom will shift between carbon and nitrogen, and this R group will migrate onto the nitrogen atom. So when this R moves on nitrogen, so this R is now connected to nitrogen, and there is double bond between nitrogen and carbon, and there is double bond between carbon and oxygen. So this is basically alkyl isocyanate. So this is basically alkyl isocyanate. Now, because we use their KOH, we use their NaN3 along with KOH. So this KOH will react with this alkyl isocyanate. So this is alkyl isocyanate, which is RNC, Rn double bond C double bond O. So how this KOH will react? See, more electronegative atom is attached with less electronegative atom. So basically KOH has two parts. This KOH has two parts. One is S positive and one is O negative. Again, this S positive and OK negative. So basically the KOH will react in this way. So one of the product obtained is amine. One of the product obtained is basically amine product, and with amine the side product obtained is basically K2CO3. The side product obtained is K2CO3. So this is also one of the method. This is also one of the method which is used for the preparation of amine. There are some more methods which can be used for the preparation of amines. So I am going to discuss one more method which is used for the preparation of amine. The method is basically reductive ammonolysis. The name of method is reductive ammonolysis. The name of this method is basically reductive ammonolysis of carbonyl substance. Reductive ammonolysis of carbonyl substance we are going to discuss for the preparation of amine. So if we have compound like carbonyl group, so basically we are discussing about the carbonyl compounds. So take carbonyl group. Carbonyl group is basically C double bond O. This is carbonyl group. When the reaction of this carbonyl group with ammonia, so you can write ammonia in this form NH3. So now in the first step, after reaction of this carbonyl compound, this is basically carbonyl compound. So when the reaction of this carbonyl compound with ammonia, what happens? Water will be removed. So water will be removed. So water is removed. After reaction, water is removed. This water is removed. After removal of water, this will form C double bond NH. This compound is obtained. And in the next step, when we use nickel hydrogen, we know this nickel hydrogen in presence of nickel is a very strong reducing agent. So reducing agent means this will add hydrogen to the carbon. So hydrogen is added to the carbon as well as nitrogen. When this is added to carbon and nitrogen, so that will form CH. This will form CH and also NH2. This product is obtained by the reaction. Now you can see the questions related to this. The question based on this is like this compound we have given. This is cyclohexanone. So the cyclohexanone in the first step reaction with ammonia, and in the second step there is reaction of nickel, but not hydrogen this time D2, isotope of hydrogen. This is isotope of hydrogen. So how the reaction will takes place? See, I'm going to discuss you the reaction, basically how this reaction takes place. See basically what happens. So this is basically the cyclohexanone. This compound is basically the cyclohexanone. When the reaction of this cyclohexanone with ammonia in this way, NH. So first of all there is removal of water. So water is removed in the first step. And after removal of water, this will form C double bond NH. Now what happens? Now D2 is added. Now D2 is added in presence of nickel. So instead of hydrogen, now this time deuterium will be added on the carbon atoms and double bond will convert into single bond. So the product obtained after addition of deuterium will be like this. And on this nitrogen, one hydrogen is already there and one deuterium will be added. On this carbon also one deuterium will be added. So this is basically the major product. This product is basically the major product. Now see another question related to this. Now see the another question based on this. The question is basically, we have the same compound which is cyclohexanone. And the reaction of this cyclohexanone in presence of ND3 and in the second step nickel plus hydrogen is added. Now see how this reaction will take place. See. So I am discussing this reaction there. Align this double bond O in the horizontal direction. First of all, align this double bond O in the horizontal direction like this. Now the compound is ND3. So on nitrogen there is D3 in place of hydrogen. There is D3. So now what happens? In the first step there is removal of D2O like water. In the first step there is removal of D2O. So after removal of D2O, it will form C double bond ND. This is obtained. Now in the second step, nickel is added along with hydrogen. So this time hydrogen is added. So when hydrogen is added, so one hydrogen comes on this carbon and one hydrogen on this nitrogen, and this double bond will convert into single bond. So now the product obtained will be like this. On this carbon there is hydrogen, and on this nitrogen there is deuterium also, and one hydrogen is added. So this is basically the product obtained in this case. So this is another method for the preparation of amines, you can see. Now we can also prepare amines by using decarboxylation reaction. So decarboxylation of alpha amino acid will also give amines. So the next topic I am going to discuss is decarboxylation of alpha amino acid. So wait for a minute. So basically next topic is preparation of amine by decarboxylation. By decarboxylation of alpha amino acids. So we can prepare amines by the decarboxylation. D means removal of CO2. So by decarboxylation of alpha amino acids. See what is alpha amino acid? You can see very easy. If it is given like this, NH2, CH2 and COOH, we know the priority of COH is more, therefore this is alpha carbon. On this alpha carbon there is amino group. So this is alpha amino acid. This is alpha amino acid. When we use barium oxide and also heat is provided, so barium oxide along with heat is provided. Also you can use barium hydroxide. Also you can use barium hydroxide and heat is provided. So what happens? Basically this is decarboxylation. What is decarboxylation? Decarboxylation means removal of CO2. So CO2 will be released after heating. So we will say CO2, this CO2 will be released after heating. So when this CO2 is released, the product form is CH3NH2. The product form is CH3NH2. So amines is formed. The amine product is formed. The amine product is formed after decarboxylation of amino acids. After decarboxylation of amino acids. In the same way, see another reaction related to this. The another reaction is basically now CH3, CH, this is NH2, and there is COOH. This is functional group principal. So this is alpha carbon, and on the alpha carbon there is amino group. On the alpha carbon there is amino group. Now see what happens. So if the reaction in presence of barium oxide and we provide heat, also you can say the reaction in presence of barium hydroxide and you provided heat. So what happens in this case? Because this is the carboxylation reaction of alpha amino acids and this is alpha amino acid, this is alpha amino acid. So this CO2 gas will be released. This CO2 gas will be removed on heating and the product obtained is CH3, CH2 and NH2. So ethane amine is obtained as a product. So in this way we can prepare amines. This is also 1 degree amine and this is also 1 degree amine. So in this way we can prepare amine from decarboxylation reaction also. Now we can also prepare amines by Grignard reagent. So we can prepare amines by using Grignard reagent also. See, so we can prepare amines by Grignard reagent, also. By Grignard reagent also we can prepare amines. By Grignard reagent also we can prepare amines. See how we can prepare amines by Grignard reagent. So basically the reaction of Grignard reagent, like RMgCl. The reaction of Grignard reagent like RMgCl with when one of the hydrogen of ammonia is replaced by chlorine. So this is NH2Cl. This is basically NH2Cl. So what happens in this case? This MgCl2 will be removed. And this MgCl2 removed and the product obtained after this reaction. The product obtained after this reaction is basically RNH2 and MgCl2 is obtained as byproduct. So this is also one of the method. This is also one of the method for the preparation of amines. So these all are basically related to the preparation of amines. So now we are going to discuss about the chemical properties of amines. So we are going to discuss about the chemical properties of amines. the chemical properties of amines. Chemical properties of amines. We're going to discuss about the chemical properties of amines. See, what are basically the chemical properties of amines? You can easily identify. So first of all, we know, before discussing about the chemical property of amine, before discussing about the chemical property of amine, I am going to discuss about the only few topic which is related to basic strength of amine. So only I am giving you the idea of basic strength. So basically, as you have already studied in general organic chemistry, the basic strength, but only I am giving the idea of basic strength of amines. So basically, we know basic strength of amine. We know the basic strength of amine is directly proportional. Basic strength of amine is directly proportional to plus M group, directly proportional to plus H group, and directly proportional to plus I group. In the same way, this basic strength is inversely proportional to minus M group, and inversely proportional to minus H group, and inversely proportional to minus I group. So the basic strength of amine, this basic strength of amine is directly proportional to plus M, directly proportional to plus H, directly proportional to plus I, and inversely proportional to minus M, inversely proportional to minus H, and inversely proportional to minus I groups. So basically, amines can turn red litmus into blue. So remember, note this point, because of basic nature of amine, you can write this in the form of note. Because of basic nature of amine, we can say amines can turn amines can turn red litmus into blue litmus. So amines can turn red litmus into blue. So amines can turn red litmus into blue because of basic nature. And also note number 2 is amines. Amines can form salt. Amines can form salt with acid. Amines can form salt with acid. Why amines can form salt with acid? Because acid it is, and amines is basically base. So when acid base react, it forms salt. So after reaction of acid and base, salt is formed. Now first of all, we are going to discuss reaction due to basic nature of amines. So first of all, I am going to discuss reaction due to basic nature of amines. See, so I am going to discuss reaction due to basic nature of amines. So I am going to discuss reaction due to basically we are going to discuss reaction due to basic nature of amines. Reaction due to basic nature of amines. See, what is basically reaction due to basic nature of amines? You can see the reaction due to basic nature of amines in easy way. If there is a amine like RNH2, and plus HCl is there, plus HCl is there. So because there is a lone pair of electron on nitrogen, because there is a lone pair of electron on nitrogen, so it will behave as a base, and this is a strong acid, we know, inorganic acid. So when acid base react, when acid base react, salt is formed. When acid base react, salt is formed. This chlorine having partial negative and this hydrogen having partial positive. So this lone pair of electron will attack on H positive. This lone pair of electron will attack on H positive. When it attacks, it forms R. It forms R and it gets NH3 positive and this Cl negative and this Cl negative. So this is basically when acid base reacts. When acid base reacts, the salt is formed. When acid base react, salt is formed. So acid base react, this is basically a type of neutralization reaction and salt is obtained as a product. In the same way, we can also say if there is RNH2, if there is RNH2 and the reaction, because nitrogen having lone pair of electron, so this will behave as a base, and when it reacts with acid like H2SO4, so H2SO4 is basically acidic, so there also H positive ion. So this lone pair of electron will attack on the H positive ion and again salt is formed. So this time salt form because there are two hydrogen atoms, So this time it will be balanced in this form RNH3 positive, RNH3 positive, and this is twice. Why this is twice? Because on sulfate ion there is -2 charge. Because on the sulfate ion there is -2 charge. Therefore this is RNH2. So this is again the salt is formed. So whenever acid base react, this is basically a neutralization reaction. This is basically a neutralization reaction. So salt is obtained as a product. Salt is obtained as a product. Now see another reaction related to the basic nature of amine. So the another reaction which is related to the basic nature of amine I am going to discuss, that is acylation reaction. So the another reaction I am going to discuss regarding basic nature of amines is acylation reaction. See the acylation reaction. Basically acylation reactions having acyl group. So in the acylation reaction we have acyl group. So this group is basically the acyl group. This group is basically the acyl group. So now I am going to discuss about the acylation reaction. This reaction also related to the basic nature of amine. See how this reaction takes place. Suppose we have amine like C2H5. We have amine like RNH2 I am taking. In RNH2 I am taking C2H5NH2. When the reaction of this amine with acid chloride. So acid chloride is basically this one I am taking ethanoyl chloride. I am taking ethanoyl chloride. This carbon having partial positive charge and this oxygen having partial negative charge. So what happens? We know there is a lone pair of electron on nitrogen atom. There is lone pair of electron on nitrogen atom. So this lone pair of electron on nitrogen atom will attack on this carbon atom. So 5 bonds will be formed. At the same time this pi bond will break on the oxygen atom. At the same time this pi bond will break onto the oxygen atom. Now see what happens. So this will form C2H5. This will form C2H5. Now after donation of electron, now nitrogen atom will have positive charge after donation of electron, and also on this nitrogen 2 hydrogen atoms are there. Also on this nitrogen 2 hydrogen atoms also there. So after donation of electron pair, nitrogen becomes positively charged and this attacks on the carbon. So after the attack on the carbon, this pi bond breaks. So now this oxygen also having negative charge. Now this oxygen having negative charge, and on this carbon, one group is CS3 there. On this carbon, one group is CS3 there, and also there is Cl group, and also there is Cl group. Now see what happens in this case. So basically, this negative charge will shift between carbon and oxygen. At the same time, this leaving group will remove. So this is basically leaving group. And because we know positive charge on nitrogen atom is unstable, we know positive charge, on more electronegative atom is unstable. So we know positive charge on more electronegative atom is unstable. Positive charge on more electronegative atom is unstable. So therefore, one of the hydrogen, because two hydrogens are there, so one of the hydrogen will remove, and this will form double bond between carbon oxygen. At the same time, this Cl will remove. So the product obtained after this reaction, is like C2H5, and this is NH, and between carbon and oxygen there is double bond now, and on this carbon one more CH3 group is also there. So this product is basically obtained, and this hydrogen and Cl is removed in the form of HCl. This hydrogen and chlorine remove in the form of HCl. So this is basically the product obtained after this reaction. In the same way, so this is basically 1 degree amine. You can see this is basically 1 degree amine. Now we are going to discuss the same reaction for 2 degree amine. See how this reaction occur in the 2 degree amine. How this reaction occur in 2 degree amines. So I am taking the example of 2 degree amine, which is C2H5, and on this nitrogen again there is C2H5, and on this nitrogen there is hydrogen basically. So the reaction of this 2 degree amine, with acid halide like Cl, C double bond O, and CH3, this is basically acid halide. So in the first step, what occur? So you can directly form the product now. One H is removed from this amine, and Cl is also removed. So after removal of HCl, the product obtained is C2H5. After removal of HCl, the product obtained is C2H5. On nitrogen, again there is a C2H5, and this is C double bond O, and this is C double bond O, and CH3. So this product is obtained. In the same way, if there is aromatic amine, like this, aromatic amines like aniline I am talking about. So this is basically aniline. You can write aniline in this form also. NH, basically NH2 is there. Aniline basically having NH2. So you can write one hydrogen is there. So after reaction of aniline, so this compound is basically aniline, and the reaction of aniline with ethanol chloride. So ethanol chloride you can write in this way: Cl, C double bond O, CH3. So what happens in this case? This H will remove, and this Cl will remove. So after removal of HCl, what happens there? After removal of HCl, you can see the product obtained will be like this. This is NH, and on this nitrogen there is C double bond O, and there is CH3. So this product is obtained. You can write the name of this compound also. On this nitrogen there is phenyl group, and this is amide. So on amide, you can see how many carbons are there. In amide, there is 2 carbons. In amide, this is CH3CO double bond NH2 basically. One of the hydrogen of amide is substituted by phenyl group. Therefore, we can write this compound as N-phenyl. We can write this compound as N-phenyl ethanamide. We can write this compound as N-phenyl ethanamide. So this is basically N-phenyl ethanamide. In the same way, you can discuss some more question related to this. So basically, this question I'm going to discuss, if we have CH3 NH2. If we have CH3 NH2, we can write this as CH3 NHH. This is CH3 NH2. When the reaction of this with benzoyl chloride, the reaction of primary amine, the reaction of this primary amine with the benzoyl chloride, you can write benzoyl chloride like this, C double bond O and Cl. This is benzoyl chloride. This compound is basically benzoyl chloride on reaction with methanamine. So what happens in this case? This HCl will be removed. This HCl will be removed. So when this HCl is removed, the product form will like this. The product form will be like this. There is benzene and this is C double bond O. This is C double bond O and this is NHCH3. This is NHCH3. Now you can see on nitrogen, now there is a methyl group. On nitrogen, now there is a methyl group. So you can say the compound is basically N-methyl. Now the compound is basically N-methyl and this compound is basically benzamide. Benzene C double bond O NH2. So one of the hydrogen on nitrogen is substituted by CH3, therefore N-methyl, and this compound is benzamide, therefore this is N-methyl. Therefore this is N-methyl benzamide. This is N-methyl benzamide. This reaction which we have discussed is basically the naming reaction, and the name of this reaction we call, what is basically the name of this reaction? The name of this reaction we call Schotten-Baumann reaction. So this reaction is basically Schotten. The name of this reaction is Schotten-Baumann reaction. The name of this reaction is Schotten-Baumann reaction. The name of this reaction is Schotten-Baumann reaction. This reaction we call Schotten-Baumann reaction. This is the formation of N-methyl benzamide. N-methyl benzamide. Now we are going to discuss some more chemical properties of amines. So we are going to discuss some more chemical properties of amines. See. So now we are going to discuss about the carbylamine test. So now we are going to discuss about next, which is carbylamine test. So what is basically carbylamine test? We know carbylamine group is basically NC. This NC functional group we called carbylamine. This NC functional group we called carbylamine test. So this carbylamine test also known as isocyanide test. This carbylamine test also known as isocyanide test. See how this reaction takes place. So basically the reaction of amine in carbylamine test, there is reaction of amine. So this reaction of amine with chloroform, the reaction of amine with chloroform, and in presence of alcoholic KOH, and in presence of alcoholic KOH, and in the presence of alcoholic KOH, this NH2 group will convert into this NH2 group will convert into RNC. So coordinate bond direction is from nitrogen to carbon, and byproduct obtained after this reaction is basically KCl and water. So these products are obtained as a byproduct. So this functional group NC, we known as carbylamine. This functional group is basically carbylamine. This functional group is basically carbylamine, and due to formation of this carbylamine, this compound having falling smell. So this compound having fall smell. So this is fall smelling substance. Fall smelling substance means having pungent smell. And this test is given by only, note this point, this test is given by carbylamine test. Carbylamine test is given by only primary. Carbylamine test is given by only primary aliphatic and aromatic amines. So this test is basically given by only primary aliphatic and aromatic amines. So we can say this carbylamine test is basically given by primary aliphatic and aromatic amines. So this test is given by primary aliphatic and aromatic amines. So see the example related to this. So if we have compound like CH3, CH2, NH2, and the reaction in presence of, we added chloroform to it, and also we added alcoholic KH to it. So what happens in this case? This NH2 will convert into NC group. So direction of coordinate bond is from nitrogen to carbon. So ethyl isocyanide is obtained as a product, and this product having foul smelling substance. So this is basically foul smelling compound, or you can say foul smelling substance. So this is a foul smelling substance. In the same way, you can also see in this case basically what is intermediate obtained. You can also ask, see what is basically the intermediate. So this chloroform is basically CH, Cl3, because base is used in the reaction, OH minus. So this OH minus, because strong base is there, this OH minus will remove this proton, because acid base reaction will take place. This is base and this is acidic hydrogen. So water will be removed. So you can say after removal of water, this will convert into CCl3 minus. Removal of water by base, this will convert into CCl3 minus. Now this Cl leaving group will also remove. So in the next step, this Cl minus leaving group also remove. So after removal of the Cl minus, this will convert into CCl2. This CCl2 is basically dichlorocarbene. So H is removed from the same carbon. This is, if we call this carbon as alpha carbon, so H is removed from alpha carbon, and also Cl is removed from alpha carbon. Therefore, this also known as, which elimination takes place in? The question has been asked in previous year. Which of the following elimination occurs in this reaction carbylamine? So alpha elimination will take place. So we call this as alpha elimination. Why we call this as alpha elimination? Because H is removed from the alpha carbon, also Cl is removed from the alpha carbon. You can also be, so this question has been also asked, which is basically the intermediate obtained, which is basically the intermediate obtained in this reaction. So intermediate obtained in this reaction is dichlorocarbon. The intermediate obtained in this reaction, the intermediate obtained in this reaction is dichlorocarbon. So this is basically the dichlorocarbon, and also it can be asked which type of carbon is this. So it is basically a type of triplet carbon. It is basically a type of triplet carbon. All informations I have given related to this. Which elimination takes place? Alpha elimination. And what intermediate is obtained? CCl2. What intermediate is obtained? So obtained intermediate is basically CCl2. You can also observe this CCl2 is electrophile. This CCl2 is electrophile. How this CCl2 is electrophile? See, two electrons between carbon chlorine, two electrons between carbon chlorine, and there are two electrons. So you can see in this case there are only 6 electrons around carbon. So central atom has incomplete octet. So we can say central atom, has incomplete octet. We can say central atom has incomplete octet. So central atom has incomplete octet. It means this is electron deficient, and electron deficient species are electrophile. And electron deficient species are electrophile. So this CCl2, which is obtained after alpha elimination, this CCl2, which is obtained after alpha elimination, this is basically a electrophile, neutral electrophile. This is basically a electrophile. So this is basically the electrophile. So this test is given by aliphatic as well as aromatic primary amines. Primary amines means 1 degree. So aromatic amines can also give this reaction, but it should be primary. Now see the question based on this. If we have aromatic amine, like this, NH2 is there. So this is 1 degree aromatic amine. Yes, this is 1 degree aromatic amine. So only 1 degree aliphatic and aromatic amines give this reaction. So this is 1 degree aromatic amine. When the reaction of this 1 degree aromatic amine, in the first step we added chloroform, and in the second step we added alcoholic QH. We know which intermediate form. So basically this mixture, chloroform and alcoholic QH, this mixture which is chloroform and alcoholic QH, they will form electrophile. Which is intermediate, and they form electrophile dichlorocarbon. So this is basically the intermediate form in this reaction. So the product form is basically this NH2 group. After reaction, this NH2 group will convert into NC. This NH2 group after reaction will convert into NC. So this is basically phenyl isocyanide. This compound is basically phenyl isocyanide, and this compound having foul smelling characteristics. So this is basically foul smelling substance. This compound having foul smelling substance. Rotten smell from this compound. So this is basically what we have discussed about the carbylamine test. Now see some more reactions related to this. So now I am going to discuss the reaction due to acidic hydrogen on the nitrogen atom. So next we are going to discuss about reaction of amines due to acidic hydrogen on nitrogen atom. So I am going to discuss about reaction due to acidic hydrogen, on nitrogen atom. So we are going to discuss about acidic reaction due to acidic hydrogen on nitrogen atom. See how this reaction takes place. So suppose if we have compound like 1 degree amine like RNH2 we have. So this RNH2 we can see this hydrogen, these two hydrogens are basically on nitrogen atom. These two hydrogens are basically on nitrogen atom, which is more electronegative. So these hydrogens are basically on more electronegative atoms. So we can say this hydrogen as acidic hydrogen. These two hydrogens are basically acidic hydrogen. These two hydrogens are basically acidic hydrogen. when the reaction of amine with sodium. So sodium is basically metal. We know when acid reacts with metal, when acid reacts with metal, then hydrogen gas is evolved. So hydrogen gas is evolved. So what happens when this H plus is removed? When this H plus is removed, it will convert into RNH negative after removal of H plus. So basically this sodium also lose electron and convert into Na plus. So this NH minus will be surrounded by Na plus, and hydrogen gas is liberated. Because we know when acid reacts with metal, hydrogen gas is liberated. So this hydrogen gas is liberated due to acidic hydrogen on the amine. The next reaction, which is very important, this question has been asked in IIT, and also NEET, AIMS also have asked these questions, which I am going to discuss. So the next reaction is basically reaction with tildane. So the next I am going to discuss is reaction with tildane. What is tildane? Don't confuse. Tildane is a very simple compound. This NOCl compound we call tildane. So reaction of amines with tildane is one of the chemical property of amine. Now see how this reaction takes place. Reaction with tildane. If there is amine like RNH2, and when the reaction of this amine with tildane, what is basically tildane? Tildane is basically NOCl. So arrange this compound NOCl in this fashion. N is there, oxygen is there, and Cl is there. See how products are formed. Now split the product. This N2 gas will be released. And this water will also removed. Along with N2. So one of the byproduct is N2 gas. And another byproduct is water. And this R will combine with Cl. When this R combines with Cl, so basically alkyl halide is obtained. As a product. So with tildane NOCl, alkyl halide is obtained from amine. For example, the question which has been asked in IIT, I am going to discuss with you. Which question has been asked in IIT? The question asked by IIT is basically this one. Ethane amine is given. ethane amine is given like CH3 CH2Cl. So this ethyl amine is given, and also given the reaction of this ethane amine, the reaction of this ethane amine with NaCl. So nothing is given about the name of this compound. You already know. Now you know the name of this compound. What is the name of this compound? This is Tilden reagent. So this is basically NaCl we call Tilden reagent. Now arrange this NaCl in this fashion. Arrange this NaCl in this fashion like. So you know how to arrange this NaCl? Yes, you know how to arrange this NaCl. So basically this is R. This is basically R. So we know this. So basically this is not Cl, this is NH2. This is NH2. This compound is NH2. Now arrange this NaCl in this fashion. N is with this, then O, and then Cl. Now you can see what happens. Now you can see what happens in this case. Now see what happens in this case. You will see this N2 gas will release. First of all, this N2 gas will release. So this N2 gas will release, and this water will also remove. So N2 gas release, and along with N2 this water will be removed. This water will be removed, and this CH3CH2, this CH3CH2 will combine with water. So when this CH3CH2 combines with Cl, so this forms CH3CH2Cl. So when this CH3CH2 combines with Cl, this CH3Cl2Cl is obtained. So ethyl chloride is obtained as a product. This ethyl chloride is obtained as a product by using Tilden reagent, and this compound is basically ethanamine. This product is basically ethanamine. So ethanamine on reaction with Tilden reagent NaCl gives ethyl chloride as a product. So this product is obtained after reaction. Now some more reactions of amines, some more chemical properties of amines. So next we are going to discuss another chemical property of amine, that is reaction of amine with aldehyde. So the next chemical property is reaction of amine. The next chemical property is reaction of amine with aldehyde. The next chemical property is reaction of amine with aldehyde. Reaction of amine with aldehyde. See how is basically the reaction of amine with aldehyde. Now see what happens in this case. Basically amine is RNH2. Basically the amine is RNH2. And the reaction of amine with aldehyde in this way, hydrogen of nitrogen will be used, and oxygen. So oxygen will be in horizontal position. So oxygen of aldehyde will be used. Therefore align this oxygen in the horizontal form. So this is basically aldehyde. This is basically aldehyde, and this is basically amine. So reaction will take place in that manner. Hydrogen is removed of amine, and oxygen is removed of aldehyde. So after reaction, the product form is like this. R N double bond CH and R. So this product is basically, you can see this is basically imine. We already seen this N double bond C we called imine, and on this imine there is alkyl groups. So we can also call this compound as substituted. We can also call this compound as substituted imine. We can also call this compound as substituted imine because this is imine group C double bond N. On this there is alkyl group. Therefore we call this as substituted imine. So this compound is substituted imine, and this substituted imine we call Schiff's base. This substituted imine we call Schiff's base. So this substituted imine we call Schiff's base. So this is basically the Schiff's base. So the reaction of amine with aldehyde gives which product? Substituted imine, and this substituted imine we call Schiff's base. We call this as Schiff's base. So this product is basically obtained. Now see another reaction which is related to amine, another chemical property of amine, the reaction of amine with nitrous acid. So now I am going to discuss the reaction of amine with nitrous acid. So the next reaction is reaction of amine with nitrous acid. This is the next chemical property of amine, the reaction of amines with nitrous acid. See how this reaction will take place. If we have 1 degree amine, like C, so if we have 1 degree amine like RNH2. So first of all, I am discussing the reaction of amine with nitrous acid, and the amine is basically 1 degree amine, When the reaction of this 1 degree amine with HNO2, so how this HNO2 is formed? This HNO2 is formed by NaNO2. This HNO2 is formed by NaNO2 plus HCl. So this NaNO2 plus HCl form HNO2, and basically the reaction at 0 to 5 degrees Celsius. So at 0 to 5 degrees Celsius, this HNO2 is formed by NaNO2 and HCl, So what happens in this case? So first of all, this will convert into Rn2 positive. We know positive charge on nitrogen is unstable. So this N2 plus is a good leaving group. So basically this N2 plus is a good leaving group. This N2 plus is basically a good leaving group. So this bond will break. This bond of Rn2 plus will break, and this will convert into R positive. Which is carbocation. Now from hydrolysis, this OH minus will attack on the carbon, and alcohol is obtained as a product. So this is basically very important. And which gas is released? N2 gas is released, because N2 is a good leaving group. So what happens in this case? You can easily identify. So basically we can say aliphatic amines. We can say aliphatic primary amines do not form diazonium salt. Primary aliphatic amines do not form diazonium salt on reaction with NaNO2 plus HCl. So in this case, basically, in case of primary aliphatic amines, alcohol is obtained as a product. So we can say in this case of primary aliphatic amines, alcohol is obtained as a major product. Alcohol is obtained as major product. You can say. So note this. So the reaction of amines with nitrous acid, if it is aliphatic primary amine, so diazoxide salt is not formed, do not form diazoxide salt basically on reaction with the NaNO2 plus HCl. So in this case, basically alcohol is obtained as a major product. In the same way, if the reaction with so the reaction of nitrous acid we have discussed with 1 degree amine. Now we are going to discuss the reaction of nitrous acid with 2 degree amine. See what happens in this case. When there is reaction of 2 degree amine like this is R. So I am going to discuss about reaction with 2 degree amine. So make a heading so you people not be confused. Basically the next is the reaction of secondary amine. The reaction of secondary amine means 2 degree amine. The reaction of secondary amine, this secondary amine is basically 2 degree amine with nitrous acid. We have discussed with 1 degree amine. Now we are going to discuss with 2 degree amine. 2 degree amine also called as secondary amine. See how this reaction takes place. So we have 2 degree amine now, R and R, and on this nitrogen, hydrogen is there. On this nitrogen, hydrogen is there. You can also write HNO2. So basically this HNO2 is obtained. This HNO2 is obtained by NaNO2 plus HCl. So this is basically diazoxide salt mixture, and the reaction is occur at 0 to 5 degrees Celsius. 0 to 5 degrees Celsius. So you can also write this HNO2 in this form. You can also write this HNO2 in this form, OH, and nitrogen is along with double bonded oxygen. So you can write this nitrous acid in this form also. In this form also, and there is a lone pair of electron on nitrogen. Now see what happens when there is a reaction of this 2 degree amine. When there is reaction of this 2 degree amine with nitrous acid. So nitrous acid have a structure like HO and double bond O. So there is elimination of water. So water will be removed. So from this water will be removed. And when the water is removed, the product form will be like this. The product form will be like this. After removal of water, this is R and R. And this is single bonded and double bond O. So NO group is added. So this NO is added on nitrogen, and water is removed. See the features of this compound. This compound is very interesting compound. So basically 2 R groups are there. On this nitrogen, 2 R groups are there. So we called this as dialkyl. And this is basically NO group. This NO group we call nitroso. So dialkyl nitroso. What is NO? NO is there, which is nitroso. Because 2 alkyl groups are there, therefore we call this as dialkyl, and this NO we call nitroso, and these all are in the place of hydrogen. So it is basically a amine. So this product is obtained from amine. Therefore this is dialkyl nitrosoamine. So what is the name of this compound? The name of this compound is basically dialkyl due to these 2 R, nitroso due to NO, and this product is obtained from amine. Therefore it is dialkyl nitrosoamine. And this is basically a yellow oily liquid. This is basically a yellow type oily liquid. So this is basically a yellow color oily liquid. This is yellow color oily liquid. So when we add phenol and few drops of H2SO4 into it, when we add in this compound when we add, write this in this way, when we add phenol, when we add phenol and few drops of H2SO4, when we add phenol and few drops of H2SO4 in this compound. Which compound? This one, dialkyl nitrosoamine, which is yellow oily liquid, when we add phenol and with phenol few drops of H2SO4, then red color is obtained. Then red color, so this yellow oily liquid turns into the red color, then red color is obtained. Then after, when this red color is obtained, again the reaction of this solution, with NaOH, again when the reaction of the solution with NaOH, so blue color will be obtained. So basically 2-degree amine gives finally blue color after all these steps. If you people know, this test we have already discussed, in the phenol. In the phenol topic we have discussed about this test. What is basically the name of this test? The name of this test is basically Lieberman nitroso test. So this test name is basically Lieberman nitroso test. So the name of this test is basically Lieberman nitroso test. This NO is basically nitroso. And I also said you the trick of this test. What is basically the trick for this test? The trick for this test is basically RBC. How you can see RBC? This is for 1-degree alcohol, this is for 2-degree, and this is for 3-degree. So 1-degree gives red color, 2-degree gives blue color, and 3-degree is basically colorless. This is basically the trick related to RBC, Lieberman nitroso test. So better to watch this Lieberman nitroso test in alcohol phenol ether. You will see there the detailed discussion of Lieberman nitroso test. So refer from alcohol, refer chapter alcohol, phenol and ether. Refer chapter alcohol, phenol and ether for this test. I have detailed discussion about this test in this chapter. So you know, because there is a hydrogen, therefore reaction will take place. But if hydrogen is absent, then there is no reaction. For example, in the case of 3-degree, so in case of 3-degree amine, what happens? So in case of 3-degree amine, see what happens. So in 3-degree amine, there is no hydrogen. You can see in 3-degree hydrogen is absent. So if you draw the structure of 3-degree, it is like this: R, N, R, and R. So this is 3-degree amine. So when it reacts with HNO2, so HNO2 is like this, nitrous acid is like this. Because hydrogen is absent, so OH will not react with hydrogen because hydrogen is absent. So we simply say no reaction will occur. So you can also say this HNO2, in this way you can say this HNO2, write a note, you can easily say this is 1-degree amine, 2-degree and 3-degree amine. So we can say this test is usually used. So we can say hence HNO2 means nitrous acid. Hence HNO2 which is nitrous acid. Is used to distinguish 1-degree, 2-degree and 3-degree amine. So we can say this HNO2 means nitrous acid. This nitrous acid is used to distinguish 1-degree, 2-degree and 3-degree amine. Like in this way you can see the reaction with This is basically the reaction with 1 degree amine. This is basically the reaction with 1 degree alkyne. So basically in the 1 degree amine, we have seen in the 1 degree amine, alcohol is obtained as a major product. In 1 degree amine, alcohol is obtained as a major product. While we have seen in the 2 degree amine, it formed dialkyl nitrosoamine, which is yellow oily liquid. And when we add few drops of phenol along with H2SO4, red color is obtained. Then we add NaOH. After addition of NaOH, blue color is obtained. And 3 degree amine will not give this. So 3 degree amine will not react. 3 degree amine will not react. Why 3 degree amine not react? Because hydrogen is absent. You can say because hydrogen on 3 degree amine is absent. So you can say because hydrogen on 3 degree amine is absent. So this is all about what we have discussed. In the next class, we will discuss some more chemical properties related to amines.